Shameful. There is only one way to describe it, and that's shameful.
Around 1/3 of Indigenous Australians over 12 are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. When looking at the general population in the same age group, double-dose vaccination status jumps to half. The gap between the two appears to be growing.
In every state and territory, without exception, the rates have gotten worse.
According to last week's data looking at over 15-year-olds, Western Australia has the lowest two-dose Indigenous vaccination rate in the country. In the state's outback, it's particularly stark, at just under 15%. The entire Northern Territory still has a way to go. Despite having the largest proportion of First Nations Australians among its population, only about half have had one dose of the vaccine, and 1 in 3 are fully vaxxed. In Queensland, where cases have been low, less than 30% of Indigenous Australians are double-dosed. In the popular tourist hotspots of Cairns and the Whitsundays, it's even less, at 1 in 5. Some of the New South Wales coastal regions are lagging behind the rest of the state. At the same time, in parts of its west, rates of fully vaccinated Indigenous Australians climb after an outbreak sent shockwaves through communities. But some of Victoria's regions are still behind. Despite a current outbreak and lockdown, 28% of Shepparton's large Indigenous population have received 2 doses. In South Australia's regions, which is most of the state, 3/4 of First Nations people are yet to be fully vaccinated.
The question is, how on earth could this happen?
The government says the vaccine is widely available in Indigenous communities.
As Pat Turner, the head of the Aboriginal Community Controlled Health Organisations, set out to the health ministers recently, it's a question of confidence and hesitation as opposed to one of access.
Well, I wouldn't agree with those comments. The challenges relate to getting physical access to the vaccine, particularly if it's a centre-based approach. That's not appropriate. And also developing a vaccine rollout that was meaningful and accessible and well communicated to First Nations people with disability and their families.